Shubham sir.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Indeed Inspiring Infotech. It is indeed inspiring to see you back again. Welcome back to DataFest. We are celebrating our 8th Foundation Day. As celebration, we have arranged various boot camps, hackathons, mock interviews, and insightful lectures by industry experts. Today is the day 3 of DataFest. For the last 2 days, we have attended the Python bootcamp. I hope all of you had a great learning experience during our Python bootcamp. For those who have not attended our Python bootcamp, they can attend and watch our sessions on recorded session on our YouTube channel. So be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. For today, we are starting SQL bootcamp. So for those who are joining us today for the first time, and those who have not attended the Python bootcamp, so let me share some small introductory video so that you understand that how we are celebrating our DataFest celebration.
डेटाफेस्ट में आप सभी का मैं स्वागत करता हूं और ये जो डेटाफेस्ट है ये हर एक पार्टिसिपेंट्स के लिए बहुत ही यूज़फुल होगा क्योंकि इसमें प्रोग्रामिंग प्रैक्टिस से लेकर के मशीन लर्निंग, डीप लर्निंग, आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस, डेटा इंजीनियरिंग, बिग डेटा, डेटा इंजेक्शन टूल्स, इसमें इतने सारे टूल्स प्रैक्टिकली एक्सप्लोर करने को मिलेंगे और इसके साथ साथ वी विल हैव मैनी गेस्ट्स। हमारे पास काफ़ी सारे गेस्ट आएंगे जो कि अपने एक्सपर्टीज़ के हिसाब से आपको गाइड करेंगे, अपने एक्सपीरियंसेस शेयर करेंगे और एक बहुत ही इम्पॉर्टेंट जो पार्ट है जो टेक्निकल के साथ साथ हमारी पर्सनालिटी से जुड़ा हुआ है, कम्युनिकेशन से जुड़ा हुआ है, जो ओवरऑल डेवलपमेंट से जुड़ा हुआ है, क्रिएटिविटी, इनोवेशन, तो इसमें एक एस्पेक्ट इसका भी रहेगा कि हाउ क्रिएटिवली एनीथिंग कैन बी परफॉर्म, कम्युनिकेशन कैसे इम्प्रूव कर सकते हैं। तो जहाँ पर हम एक डेटा साइंस टेक्निकल एस्पेक्ट को बहुत अच्छी तरीके से सीखेंगे भी, कॉम्पिटिशन्स के थ्रू आप अपनी स्किल्स को रिप्रेजेंट कर सकेंगे सोशल मीडिया के माध्यम से और इसमें कई सारे एक्साइटिंग प्राइजेस भी आप जीतेंगे और साथ ही जो गेस्ट हैं वो भी अपने टेक्निकल एज वेल एज उनके करियर प्लानिंग, उनके बिहेवियरल स्किल्स को आपके साथ शेयर करेंगे। Are you ready for this exciting journey? I believe you all are ready because all of you want to get a good job. Those who are already doing job, they actually want to get a better job. So कैसे ये करियर ट्रांजिशन होता है, कैसे ये पाथ प्लान करते हैं, ये सारी चीज़ें हम आपको इन 1 महीने की एक्टिविटीज़ में शेयर करेंगे, सिखाएंगे, आइडियाज़ एक्सचेंज करेंगे एंड दिस इज़ ऑल बिकॉज दिस इज़ आवर 8th फाउंडेशन डे और इस फाउंडेशन डे में दिस इज़ अ स्मॉल गिव अवे फॉर ऑल ऑफ यू। सो आई इन्वाइट यू विद वेरी मच एंथुजियाज्म एंड एनर्जी। जो हमारे कॉलेजेस पार्टनर्स हैं, अलाइज हैं, आई वुड लाइक टू थैंक देम and those who are yet to plan to participate with us, I would encourage them, you must participate in this so that it is a win-win situation for all of us. Thank you very much. See you soon.
Hello everyone. It's indeed inspiring to see you back again. We are celebrating our 8th Foundation Day. As a celebration, we have arranged multiple events including boot camps, competition, hackathon, mock interviews, and insightful guest lectures by our industry expert. So stay tuned. The schedule would be starting from 13th March to 27th March of 2023. So subscribe the channel and mark the bell icon to always be updated, as our time would be 4 p.m. onwards on YouTube, which is online live. During the sessions, our instructors will provide you certain guidelines. Make sure to follow them. and many times technical issues may arise during the session. So take a chill pill as we would provide you all the recordings of the bootcamp in the playlist of the channel. But still, if you have any problem, feel free to contact the instructor for your help. Before connecting, make sure your internet speed is better or good. And of course, join few minutes early so that you don't miss anything, alright? These are the important links available for you in the description through which you can register yourself, alright? Give the attendance also during the sessions with a particular module code, as well as these particular link will be provided during the sessions as well. So, and the most challenging part is the task submission. The links would be provided you in the descriptions to submit the task or the assignments given during the sessions. So make sure to complete them and follow the instructions and submit the links in the particular Google Forms. You would be eligible for the certification if the assignments are being submitted, as well as the attendance is also mandatory for the particular model as per the days provided. Alright? As well as there is a note. During the sessions, we also have some small quizzes, and the exciting part is that the winning participant will get the exciting goodies and hampers. And the most active participants will be getting a chance of internship. So stay tuned and be ready and be motivated, as well as here some social media guidelines are being provided for you to complete the assignment. So first thing, you have to post your assignment, which should be in the PDF format or the picture, on the LinkedIn, tagging the Indeed Inspiring Infotech and respective trainer. Copy the post, submit it to the provided Google form, add multiple and innovative hashtags, and hence you will be eligible for the certificate. So let's meet soon and keep learning.
So, okay. So now let's move on to the SQL bootcamp. So let me share just some guidelines regarding the SQL bootcamp now. You all have watched our video regarding DataFest competitions. Now I will introduce you to some guidelines regarding SQL bootcamp. This particular bootcamp will be of 2 days, from 15th of March to the 16th of March, and timing would be 4 p.m. onwards. Trainer for this particular SQL bootcamp will be Saurav Yadav sir, and as explained earlier, YouTube, Zoom, it will be live streamed on YouTube. These are some content of the course. During these 2 days, we will introduce you to the SQL, types of languages in SQL, keys and constraints, clauses, aggregate functions, subqueries, unions, and joins. These are some basic guidelines that all the participants should be attentive during the session. Make sure that their internet speed is working properly, so that they will be able to hear and listen to the instructor properly. These are some basic equipments, and make sure that you have installed MySQL client on your PC. The trainer sir will also instruct you during the session now. Again, for certification, attendance is mandatory for both the days. Attendance format we have already explained during our earlier session, but let me repeat to you that we will provide during session an attendance code that you have to submit in Google form. So Google form for the attendance will be shared during the session, and our instructor sir will tell you regarding that during the session. After the session, we will give you 2 links. These 2 links are important. First is quiz and second is assignment. Regarding quiz, we have winners. So make sure that you attend the quiz and try to win the quiz. For the winners, we have prizes. And for assignment also, you need to submit the assignment on LinkedIn. You have to post it on LinkedIn and then submit the link of the LinkedIn post with our Google form. These are the some handles that you need to tag during the LinkedIn tagging. Make sure that you tag them properly. So they should be tagged properly tagged. And next you have to add all the hashtags. You can use your own hashtags also. And let me mention at the end here that after this SQL bootcamp session, we have soft skill sessions by Kushal Sharma sir. The topic of the session is how to introduce yourself. Now you all know that during the job interviews, this is the most important and basic question that all the interviews are asked. Now there are some things that you need to prepare during for this question. So make sure that you attend this session. This session will be after this SQL bootcamp session, and in between we will give some time for you to attend the quiz. So these are the links that, and we will be sharing these links during the live session also. So listen to the instructions given by our trainer sir, and you will be good to go. And last but not the least, that we have some internship opportunities for all the participants. You all can submit your applications for internship if you want to internship. This is a good chance for you to learn and practice on your knowledge. So before taking much, let me wrap up now introduction and hand over to the trainer sir. I hope you all will have great learning time. Over to you, Saurav sir.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much, Suyog sir. So, good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, can I get responses? Yeah, good afternoon. Yeah, okay. So let me start. Let me share my screen, guys. Let me share my screen. Okay. Is my screen visible? Can I get a quick responses in chat? Yeah, is my screen visible? Okay. Thank you. So guys, we will start with the introduction part. So I think most of you guys have learned SQL in data science or maybe in data associate programs. So what we will do is just we will take a just introduction. So what is SQL? Why we use it? What is SQL? Anyone? Okay. So I'm not getting any responses. Okay, so let me discuss. So SQL stands for Structured Query Language. It is the type of a language that deals with the structured information, or we can say structured data. By structured data, what I mean to say is that the data that we can represent in the form of a table. By table means the data which we can put in the form of rows and columns. So that is the structured data. And the language that we use to handle the structured data is SQL. Yes. So when SQL stands for Structured Query Language, you can also call it SQL, which stands for Structured English Query Language. So yeah. So why we use SQL? This language is we use this language to handle the information. As we all know that in today's world, the most important thing is the data. The data is very important in today's world. The social media, these companies like Facebook, this WhatsApp, Insta. So what these companies are doing are these companies are generating the data and they're manipulating it. They are performing analysis on the data. So We use SQL for the structured data. So these are some features of the SQL. That is, it is a portable language and easy to learn. Then it is a declarative language. It supports the client-server architecture. So it is portable means we can run it on different platforms. It is easy as it has syntax similar to English words. And it is declarative. Declarative means we don't have to write long codes. It's just you have to write a command, and it supports the client server architecture. Yes. So database is a organized collection of the structured information that we stored in our computer system. So that is the database. I hope you guys all are familiar with this term, the database. Then what database can do? With the help of database, we can access, manage, modify, control, and organize the data. So why SQL? What are the features of SQL? What SQL can do? So in SQL, you can create tables, you can create database, you can execute analytical queries, you can retrieve the data from your database or the table which you have created. In SQL, we can create stored procedures, we can create views. So these are the things that we can do with the help of the SQL. So in SQL, we deal with the table, as I started this discussion with the term table, in which we store data in form of rows and columns. So now let's discuss about database or DBMS. So DBMS stands for Database Management System. So it is a computerized system for keeping the data, and it is not a single program. The DBMS, the term DBMS consists of group of programs which manipulate the database. So after SQL, you guys might have heard about the term NoSQL, which stands for not only SQL. Let's say if we have structured data, we can use SQL. But if we have semi-structured data, or if we have unstructured data, you guys might have a familiar with the term big data, in which we discuss about the terms Hadoop, MapReduce, Yarn. So what happens in NoSQL is, in NoSQL, we deals with the semi-structured and unstructured data, where we use HBase, Cassandra. So these are the some NoSQL tools. Okay, so this is the simple table that we have created. So in SQL, these columns, we call them as attributes, and the rows that we have in our table, we have called them this. Rows are called as records. So I hope that the basic introduction, we all are good with this introduction. So now we will move to the second presentation, in which we discuss about the subsets of SQL. So the term subset of SQL is also known as the types of languages that we have in SQL. So basically, we have 5 types of languages that are DDL, DML, DCL, DQL, and TCL. So what are the DML commands we have in SQL? Can I get responses in chat? What are the sorts of DML commands we have in SQL, or no? What are the DDL commands? We'll begin our discussion with DDL, and then we will go with the DML, DQL, DCL, and TCL. So what are the DML commands? Yes. So I'm not getting any responses in the chat. Yes, anyone? We have either Shubham, Anuja, Prajakta. What are this DDL commands? Okay. So let me discuss the DDL commands. So DDL commands stands for Data Definition Language, in which we have this create command, and then we have create is there, alter is there, drop, delete, truncate, and rename. So these are the DDL commands that we have. So DDL stands for data definition language. So these are the commands that we use for dealing with the definition of the data. By definition, we can say that structure, or we can say the schema. So these are the terms that we use for dealing with the structure, this definition or schema or structure of our data. Let me slide show the presentation. Okay. So after DDL commands, we have DML commands. DML stands for data manipulation language. So here we have commands that deal with the manipulation. By manipulation, we mean that we can insert, we can update the data, and we can delete whatever. Let's say if we have created a table and we have inserted the data, and if what we want is we want to remove a record or we want to delete a record. So what we are doing is we are performing the manipulation on the data, and for that we use the manipulation command. The manipulation commands are these: insert, update, and delete. And then we have the term DQL, which stands for data query language, and the term DQL is also known as, yes, the DQL is also known as, yes. What is the full form of DQL? Okay. Yeah. So DQL stands for data query language, which is also known as DRL, data retrieval language, that we use for retrieving the data. And there is only one command that comes under the category of the DQL, and that command is select command. So select command is there. Then we have DCL, which stands for data control language. So it consists of commands that deals with the rights, permission, and the other control of the database system. So in DCL, we have grant and revoke, where with the help of the grant command, we give user access privileges. By user access privileges means, let's say if you have a database or you want to perform some manipulation on it. So what you want is you want to have access to that. So to give access, we use the grant command. And whenever, if we want to take whatever the DML, this insert, update, and delete, these access that we have provided to a specific user. And if we want to retrieve those access back, what we want is, we don't want that a specific person should be able to make changes in my database, so that we can take these user access privileges with the help of the revoke command. And then the last type of language that we have in SQL is TCL, that stands for transaction control language, in which we have commit, rollback, and save point. So with the help of the commit, we commit the transaction. By saying the word commit, it means it saves the transaction. And this, the rollback, what rollback will do is, rollback will undo a transaction. And then we use the word save point. The next command that falls under the category of the TCL is save point. So what we can do with the help of the save point is, we can perform a, let's say if you perform a certain set of operations, or we perform, let's say, certain commands, and we want to save those particular commands as a set. For that purpose, we use the save point. And the last command, that is the set transaction, that we use for the characteristics of the transaction. So what are the characteristics of the transaction? Can anyone let me know in the chat? What are the characteristics of transaction? So what are this set transaction in which we have the characteristics? So you might have done with may have used the UPI, in which you can see that what is the amount, apne amount kisko diya, kitna amount diya, kis bande ko diya. So we get the details. So same thing happens in the set transaction as well. In set transaction, we get the characteristics of the transaction. So these are the some basic types of commands we have in this SQL. So we are using the MySQL, which is a command line client. So you have to, first of all, you have to the first command that we use is we have to show the databases, what are the database we have. So then we have to use a particular database, in which, in my case, what we are using is we are using the HR database. So for simply this, the syntax, let me describe the syntax here. So the syntax is simply this: we have create table, then you have to give the name of the table, and then after that you have to give the column names, and then we have to give this data type, and then again you have to give the another column name and that data type. So these are the basic syntax of this, simply creating the table. This is the syntax, and then let me simply create a table. SAR, let's say we have ID, which is integer. Then we have name, which is a varchar. Let's say the data type is size is 20, and let's say we have another column which is a city, and this is again a varchar. So these are the very basic thing that we are performing. So we have created the table. Then we have the alter command. In alter, we can add the column. So with the help of the alter command, what we can do is you can add a column to a table, or you can drop a column, or you can modify the column. So these are the some use of the alter command. Then we have drop, we have truncate, and we have delete. So can anyone let me know what is the difference between the drop command and the truncate command in chat box? Project I think, sir, please screen. Yeah, is my screen now visible, Prajakta? I have just zoomed it. Okay, Prajakta, I have zoomed the screen. Can you give me confirmation in the chat? Drop command is used for delete. Prajakta is saying okay. But Prajakta, you're right, we use drop command for delete, but what is the basic difference between the drop and the delete? The basic difference between drop and the delete is, in delete, what happens is what happens in delete is, yeah, I think I have zoomed my screen. So what we are discussing is we are discussing the difference between, we are discussing the difference between the drop and the delete. Yeah. So we use delete command for deleting the data of the table. So आपको सिर्फ टेबल का data delete करना है. Means if you want to only delete the rows of the table, for that we use the delete command. And if you want to drop, why we use drop? So what happens is drop में क्या होगा? The data and schema both will get deleted, or we can say that both will be removed. उसके बाद लोग प्रैक्टिकली देख लेते हैं. सो यहाँ पे एक टेबल हम लोगों ने जो यहाँ पे SAR किया था, उस टेबल को मैं पहले डिलीट करता हूँ. वहां पे अगर डिलीट करेंगे तो वहां पे, क्योंकि हम लोगों ने कुछ वहां पे इंसर्ट नहीं किया है, तो वहां पे उसको डिलीट भी करेंगे तो वहां पे कुछ रोज वगैरह नहीं है. तो यहाँ पे मैं क्या करता हूँ, शो टेबल्स करके देख लेते हैं, और व्हाट वी विल डू इज वी विल सिंपली डिस्टिंग्विश. सो यहाँ पे मैं डेमो2 टेबल को डिस्प्ले कराता हूँ. सिलेक्ट स्टार फ्रॉम डेमो2 सेमीकोलन. Let me drag this. ज्यादा ऊपर ले जाएंगे। So this is the demo 2 table. तो यहाँ पे अगर हम लोग इस टेबल को डिलीट करते हैं, DELET, डिलीट डिलीट करते हैं, डिलीट फ्रॉम डिलीट नहीं करते हैं, इसको पहले हम लोग ड्रॉप कर देते हैं, ड्रॉप टेबल करते हैं, और यहाँ पे इस टेबल का नेम है डेमो 2। तो यहाँ पे उन्होंने इस टेबल को ड्रॉप कर दिया है, ड्रॉप टेबल डेमो 2। सो ड्रॉप कमांड से क्या हुआ है, ड्रॉप कमांड से वो टेबल ड्रॉप हो गया। अगर उसका टेबल को लोग सिर्फ अगर डिलीट करते तो क्या होता, वहां पे सिर्फ रोज डिलीट होती, एक डेटाबेस में एक टेबल रह जाता जो कि एक एम्प्टी टेबल था। बट ट्रंकेट will inside data not table. Shubham, can you clarify? I'm not getting that what you are trying to say. But truncate, drop will delete. Rahul is saying drop will delete whole table and delete can delete rows. Yeah, Rahul, you're right. So what happens with drop is, in drop both the schema and the records will be getting dropped, and in delete only rows will getting deleted. Yeah. So then we have insert, we have update, insert command, यानी कि let's, what is the name of the table that we have created? So far, I think the name of the table is SAR. Let me describe the table. Yeah, why we use the describe command? What is the use of the describe? So with, yes. So with the help of the describe command, we can see the schema of the table, means what are the types of columns we have, then we have what are the types of the data types. So these are the commands that we should use. We have DDL, DML, DQL. So let's say what I want is, as you can say that this command select star from demo, it is a DQL, data query language, or you can say data retrieval language which you use for displaying the data. So so the basic thing that you should know in the types of languages, that you should know that what are the 5 types of languages, and you should know the basic difference between this delete, truncate, and drop. Then you also know that why we should use alter. It is also it is an interview question, that what is the difference between alter and update? Can I get a quick responses in chat? What are the basic difference between this alter command and the update command? Okay, so we have so we use alter. Alter is a DDL command, data definition language, and update is a DML, which is a data manipulation language. अल्टर हम लोग कॉलम्स के साथ डील करते हैं, अपडेट में एक स्पेसिफिक रो नहीं, तो अगर आप केस स्टेटमेंट यूज करेंगे तो आप हम लोग जो अपडेट है दैट इज यूज्ड फॉर द अपडेटिंग. So we are good with the introduction, and we are good with these types of languages. Types of languages are also called as a subset. Now what we will do is, we will discuss some of the clauses, basic clauses that we have in our SQL. Just this slide is getting open. Yes. So what is the meaning of the word clause? Why we use clause? What are the clauses in SQL that you guys have explored? Yeah, Prajakta is right. Prajakta is saying update command is used for updating. Rahul is saying alter can update the keys, and update can update the data. Using constraint. Yeah, right, Prajakta. Again, Prajakta is saying where clause. So we use clause for this filtering the data. Whenever we want to perform filter on the data, then we can use the clauses. So in clauses, what are the types of the clauses we have? We have where clause, then we have order by, we have, yeah, like group by clauses there. Leo is saying group by and having. Prajakta is saying, yeah, just Okay. So why we use where clause? The where clause is used when we want to restrict the query result to a specified condition. Let's say if you have a table and you want to see the results of only students who are belonging to the city Pune. So what will be the command for this particular this? Let's say if you have a table and you want to display only the records of the students that are from Pune. So what we'll do is we will select star from, then we will give the name of the table, and then we will perform the where clause where city is equals to Pune. So this is the where clause. In the next slide, there's a syntax of it. We use clauses for filtering the data. Yeah, so we have also operators. We have AND operator and we have all operator. So in AND operator, I will get the result if my both the expression 1 and expression 2, if both the expressions are true, then the result statement will get executed. And in the OR, if let's say if expression 1 is true or expression 2 is true, means अगर expression 1 सही है तो भी result आएगा, अगर expression 2 सही है तो भी we can get the output. So with the help of the where clause, we use the OR operator and we use the AND operator in the where clause. So we also use the word in. What happened? This is select column name from table name, where column in val1, val2. So whatever the list that we will be provided in the in, it will give the result of those particular columns. Okay. Then we have not in, which is just the opposite of in. Then we have the another clause in SQL, which is called as a group by, and we used group by that have same values for grouping. Means we will see the practical part of group by also. Yeah. So here we have a table, and if we want to group this table on the basis of a column which is a subject, so what it will do is it will take a physics as a single entity, and these two records, which are chemistry, and the Rohit is studying chemistry and the Madan is also as a chemistry. So these two chemistries will be considered as a single term in the group by clause. Then after group by, we have the having clause, and it specifies that an SQL statement must only return rows where aggregate values meet the condition. So these we use having clause for dealing with the aggregate function. These aggregate functions we will discuss in our day 2 of SQL bootcamp. So what are the aggregate function? Can you let me know in chat what are the aggregate functions we have in SQL? And what are the aggregate functions? And what is the difference between this having clause and the where clause? Yes. Yeah. Group by is for sorting. So just let me zoom my screen. Whenever we want to give comments, for that we use the hash symbol. So whenever you want to use aggregate function, so in where clause we cannot use aggregate functions. We cannot use aggregate functions in where clause. If you want to use aggregate function, then we have to use the having. In having, we can make use of aggregate functions. This is our basic difference. And what happens is this in where clause, what we can do is in where clause, we can use the select statement, we can use the update, and we can also use the delete. But whenever you are using the having clause, just let me check that. Yeah, the ratio saying sum, count, min, average, min, max, averages. So for dealing with the aggregate function, we use the having clause. And if not want to simply filter, in that case, what can you use? We can use the where clause. So just let me display a table. So let's start from. So here we can see that we have the department which are HR, marketing, IT, and sales. So now what we will do is we will select this. We will select the department from EMP. And now what we will do is we will perform the group by. And we are performing the group by on the department column. So what it is showing is it is showing us the distinct departments. So in output, what we are getting is we have HR, then we have marketing, we have IT, we have sales, we have accounts. So this is the use of the group by. Then we have another clause which is called as order by that you have mentioned in the chat. So what we use order, what is the use of the order by clause? We use order by clause for sorting. If you want to sort your data in ascending order, or if you want to sort your data in descending order. So for that purpose, we use the order by clause. And by default, what happens is by default, it will sort your data in ascending order. So let us sort our data. So what we will do is select star from EMP. We will sort our data. Okay, my screen is, let me zoom. Yeah. Just let me see the columns that we are dealing with. The okay, this is my screen visible, and this can I get a responses in chat because I have to zoom it. Is it visible now in my chat? Yeah, okay, Prajakta is saying yes. Yeah, ascending or descending, right, Prajakta? Let me zoom in a little bit. Okay. So what we will do is select star from EMP. Order by clause. What we will do is we will give the name of the column, or we will give this. What is the syntax of the order by? Yes. Order by column name or order by what? What is syntax of the order by? Yes, I'm waiting. So we will perform order by salary, and we will use the DESC, descending. So we can see that this we have performed the order by, and then we have give the name of the column. The name of the column is the salary, and we have printed this in the descending order. So here what we will do is we can perform the update, delete, whatever the sort of these commands, which we have discussed, DML, DCL, TCL, we will perform these commands. Now what I want is, let's say I want to delete the this. I want to delete the employee whose employee ID is 9. So for that purpose, what we will use is we will use the delete command, delete from, then we will give the name of the table, delete from EMP. Then we will use the where clause, delete from EMP where, and then we will use the column which is EMP underscore ID, where EMP underscore ID is 9, and this record is getting deleted. And if we display this record again, then what will happen is this record will not be displayed so far. What will be the scene if we skip the where clause? If I simply write like this, delete from table name, and I skip the where clause, then what will be the scene in that case? The whole data will be get deleted. So you should know that why we use delete, why we use drop, why we use truncate. So I can say that if I not this, if I not give any condition in the where clause, then delete will act like a truncate. So truncate में क्या होता है? Truncate में पूरा का पूरा डेटा जाता है, ड्रॉप में इसका स्कीमा स्ट्रक्चर सब जाएगा, और डिलीट में आपने वेयर कंडीशन दिया है तो आपका स्पेसिफिक वो स्पेसिफिक रो ही डिलीट होगा. Okay, so now what I want is, let's say I want to update, so we will perform the okay. तो आप लोग भी क्या करते हैं, एक अपडेट करते हैं. अपडेट का सिंटैक्स कैसा है? अपडेट किसको कर रहे हैं? टेबल अपडेट emp. उसके बाद हम लोग यूज करते हैं सेट के बाद आता है, लेट्स से मैं अमित को सेट करता हूं. सेट नेम इक्वल्स टू नेम, मेरे पास यहाँ पे मोहित सेट करता हूं मैं. सेट नेम इक्वल्स टू मोहित. कहाँ पे सेट करना है? वेयर emp underscore id is equals to what is the employee of मोहित. ओके, यहाँ पे एम्प्लॉयड हम लोग अभी 1 दे देते हैं, और यहाँ पे सेमीकोलन एंटर. सो यहाँ पे क्या होगा? लेट मी डिस्प्ले द टेबल अगेन. लेट मी दिस. सो वी कैन सी दैट द एम्प्लॉय id 1, यहाँ पे उसका नाम था अमित, and with this update command we have updated it as a Mohit. So this is the use of the update command. Then with the help of the alter you can add, drop, modify, rename भी कर सकते हैं अगर आपको किसी टेबल को rename करना है. So for that we have a command which is called as a rename. Okay, yes. So are we good till this point? What are the clauses we have? We have order by, group by, then having clause, where clause, from clause. Are we good till this point? Yes. Is there any doubts in the types of languages and the clauses? Yes, anyone? Yes, guys. Okay. Can I get responses in chat? That are we all good till this point? And can we move further? Okay, Mega is saying yes. Okay. Yeah. Okay, yes. Okay, Prajakta is saying got it. Okay. So the next thing that we are going to discuss is, we are going to discuss about our second thing, keys and constraints. We are going to discuss the keys and constraint part. So what is keys? What are constraints? Can I get responses in chat? What are keys? Why we use keys and constraint? We will discuss these things. But let me. Is everything good till this point? Clauses, aggregate functions. We will see. We have average, min, max, count that you guys have mentioned in the chat. So now we will discuss the clauses and the constraint part. So, yes, this we have subset we are done. Clauses we are done. Just let me slide show this. So we are having, then we have, this is the syntax of the having clause. Whenever we use having clause, key is a value identifier record. Yeah, project, you're right. So this is the syntax of the having clause. Whenever you are using the having clause, we use it with the group by to build a relation between two tables or identify the new data. Yes, Leo is saying constraint means certain rules given to database. Yeah, right. So order by हमने देख लिया था, जैसे इस presentation को complete कर लेते हैं. तो यहाँ पे simply by default वो ascending रहेगा, नहीं तो we use the DESC for descending. let's say if you want to use the all clause in a single statement, then what will be the sequence? So the sequence will be like that. First of all, you will use the where clause, then you will use the group by, then we will use the having clause, and at last we will use the order by. So now what we will do is we will discuss about the term these keys and constraints. Yes. Okay. So this what we will discuss is we will discuss what is key, then we will only discuss the two key that are the this primary key, foreign key, and then we will discuss about the constraints. Yeah. So what is key? Key is either a single column or I can say a group of a column that can uniquely identify a row in that table. In keys, we have a primary key. So what is primary key? Primary key is a constraint that uniquely identifies each record. Can anyone give me some examples of primary key? What are, yeah, Prajakta is saying in keys, we have primary key, candidate key, we have alternate key, we have foreign key, we have super key, right? So, yeah, song is saying ID, right? ID, or we can say Aadhaar card, this mobile number, unique employee ID. So for the, what is the features of primary key? Primary key is unique, right? Primary key is null. A table can have only one primary key. Can we make use of two columns and create them as a primary key? Is it possible? Yeah, Prajakta is saying unique. Leo is saying caches number of bike. Okay. Mega is saying unique and not null. So primary key is unique as well as not null. Table cannot have more than one primary key. Then we have the concept of foreign key. What is foreign key? It is a field or the collection of fields in one table that refers to the primary key in the enumerable table. So for the purpose of referential integrity, we use the foreign key. When we discuss about the term joins, in join, what we do is we will use the foreign key. Yeah. So we will discuss the foreign key with this example. Sorry, yeah. So we have here two columns in this. The first column is artist ID and artist name. And then we have here the second table, which is also have artist ID, album ID, and album name. So in artist table, this artist ID we have 1, 2, 3, and here artist ID we have 3, 4, and 5. So when we will perform joins, that on SQL bootcamp day 2 session, when we will perform the joins, when we perform join with the help of the foreign key, we can see that this 4 is not present in this table. So what we will get is we will only get the details of this artist ID, that is the 3. So we use the foreign key in joins. Yeah. Then constraint. Constraint are the set of rules that we implement on the data. In which way we can implement constraints on our table? There are the two ways in which we can apply constraints. How we can apply constraints? Yes, can I get responses in chat? Okay, no responses yet. So we have seen that when we have the basic example of constraint that I want to give is when we have created the table, what we have done is we have Mega is saying columns level and table level, right? So by table level means we can, when we have created the table at the time of a creation, there also we can apply the constraint. Or let's say you have created the table, and then after the creation of the table, if you want to apply constraint, that we can also do with the help of this alter command. So these are the some basic constraints. We have not null, then we have unique, we have check, we have default. So what is the use of the not null constraint? Means if we have taken a column and we have applied a not null constraint on that. So in that case, what will happen is you cannot enter the null value. You have to give us a certain value to that column. Then we have unique. Unique means we cannot give the repetition. Then we have the check constraint. In check constraint, what we do is we apply a simple log. Let's say if we have created a table, and the table that we have created is regarding what we can say election system. So आपने एक table create किया election के regarding, जिसमें आप we have a column, and the name of that column is age. And what we want is we will insert our data, or we can load the data from any the CSV file. We can load the data. So what we will do is on this age column, we can apply a check constraint that age of this the person, whatever the data which we are putting in our table, we will apply a check constraint that age should be greater than 18. So this is the use of the check constraint. And then we have used default. Why we use default? What is the use of default constraint? Yes. So why the use of default constraint is that if you have a very large data and you don't want to insert that particular column this value. So what we can do is we can simply, with the help of the default column, we can set a default value, and what will happen is by default whatever the parameter or value that we have given to that particular column will be this getting display in my database table. Okay. So we can say that whatever the data types we have, means we have integer, float, we have varchar, then we have character. Whatever the data types we have, data types is also a basic constraint. If I'm saying ID int, I'm saying that the data type of ID should be int. So data type is also a basic constraint. Then you can use the primary key, then we can use the foreign key. This for the joins. Then we have, let's just check the responses in the YouTube. Generated automatically values are default by generated automatically values, right, Sargan? Then Prajakta is saying provide default value for a column. Right. You're right. Sargan is, you are also right, and Prajakta, you are also right. Yes. Okay. So what are the things that we have? We have discussed the introduction, then we have discussed subset, we have discussed the clauses, we have discussed the keys and the constraint. So, okay. So this is the whole workflow of this today's session. Okay, yeah. So this is the what we had is हम लोगों ने introduction देखा, subset देखा, keys and constraint देखे और clauses देखा. तो जो हम लोगों का जो day 2 का सेशन रहेगा, इसमें जो चीजें हम लोग देखेंगे on our day 2 session, that will be aggregate functions. Then we will discuss about the subqueries, and then we will discuss about the union. And then the last topic that we will discuss in day 2 will be joins. So यहाँ पे जो बेसिक चीजें हम लोगों ने देखी आज के इस सेशन में, आप लोगों को कुछ अगर डाउट वगैरह है कुछ इंट्रोडक्शन से या फिर सबसेट्स वगैरह में, तो यू गाइस कैन आस्क इन द चैट. So what whatever the things we have discussed so far, certain interview questions that can be asked on the fundamentals, that that these questions will be like, what is SQL, why we use it, then the basic difference between delete, drop, truncate, why we use alter, why we use update. Okay. Then why we use constraint, what are the clauses that we have in SQL. So these are the things that you should know in fundamentals. This the day one that we have kept is on the fundamentals, and the day two we will discuss about the subqueries. Where in subqueries, what are the in subqueries? We will discuss about scalar subquery, multiple row subquery, correlated subquery. Then in joins we will perform the inner join, left join, right join. Then we have set operators in set operators like union, union all, minus, intersect. So this will be the flow of our day two session. So what we will do is we will this for day one session, the attendance code the attendance code for day one is SQL 15. So SQL 15 is the session code for marking your attendance. You can mark your attendance. The session code is SQL 15, and this then what will happen is you can mark your attendance. Then a quiz link will be shared you in the chat. I think in chat you can see a quiz link. You have to give the quiz. Quiz consists of 10 questions. All 10 questions are this MCQ based question. You can fill the quiz, and the winner of the quiz will be announced in next session. And also assignment link will be also given to you. What you want to is you want to complete that assignment, and whatever the instruction, then you can see that attendance link and the quiz link has been given in this chat. You can copy paste that link, and assignment link is also in the chat. So these are the three links that we have to use for attendance purpose, for filling the quiz, and the last will be the assignment part. So if there are any doubts, if there are any doubts, or if you guys have any queries on this, I welcome your questions. If there is no queries, we can just wind up for the today's session. This is any queries. The flow of tomorrow's session I have discussed. We will try to Rohit, last day winner. Yeah, Rohit, I think the Python bootcamp winner, CEO sir will tell about this winner of our last day winner. This CEO sir will tell. Any doubts, Rohit? We have Mega. Any doubts? Leo is saying, sir, repeat code. Okay, Rohit is saying, okay. You which code you want to saying to repeat? Can you clarify?
Yes. Attendance code will be
Okay.
SQL15S.
SQL15S is the session code. SQL15S. Okay. Yeah. Also, over to you, Suyog sir. Yes.
Okay.
You can announce the winner of previous request.
Okay. Thank you, Saurav sir, for the session. Now let me announce few things, and then we will wind up for the day. Let me share one important update that after this session, after when you submit your quiz, there will be a soft skill or personality development session by Kushal Sharma sir. So it is very important session. I hope every one of you will join, and tell also your friends that this is apart from this technical sessions, the soft skill sessions are important for all those who want to get a job, right? So regarding yesterday's quiz winners, we had yesterday quiz competition, and in the morning also we had one session. So I will announce both the winners. For yesterday's session, we have winner Rohit Gajre was the winner of yesterday's quiz competition. And for morning's session, we had a winner of Sayyid. Wait a minute. Huh? Okay, Sayyid Kadri was the winner of today morning session. Okay, now we will share the quiz link now in the YouTube chat section, and also assignment assignment session link will also be shared on WhatsApp groups and in the description of the video, so you can check that out later also. But first thing I think you should do is now to attend the quiz, so that we evaluate your performance. Okay, so next after 10 minutes we will share the Zoom link to participate in the soft skills session. So okay, so we are good to wind up now. I hope everyone of you learned some basic SQL. So see you in soft skills session now.